you're returning, welcome back to the crazy. You know what you're in for. So it's January 3rd. It's the afternoon. My son is finally getting around to painting his portion of the ceiling so that I can put the second coat on, because one of my New Year's goals, I don't call them resolutions, I call them goals, and usually I break them down either by month or by quarter and do like each step. So at the end of going through all of the stitching that I've done, I'll go through that. But one of my goals is to finish all of the renovations in both the kitchen and the living room this year. The biggest process in that right now is painting. It's a lot of freaking painting. That said, painting is fairly an inexpensive change to a space to sort of, but it's a lot of painting. It's a lot of painting. And when my back's not feeling good, I can't paint. And by the way, Nigel's leash is on top of the file cabinet. I can see it from here. So what we Nigel's kind of funny. If you leave Nigel's leash down lower, which I wish they would, he will grab his leash and bring it to you, or take it and sit by the front door. That is his sign that he needs to go potty. He's kind of funny. And if you grab Lizzie's red leash, he will try to take hold of it and take her with you, like to take her out, as if somehow he's human enough at 8 pounds and being a dog to take the 100-pound dog out to go potty. Here's because this is Lizzie's standard leash. Nigel is my chewer. I think everybody who owns more than one dog has one dog that chews shit up. Nigel is mine. That's Maisie. Maisie is my princess. She's attitude. She is definitely she's my diva.
She's my attitude.
She is all attitude.
Oh God.
And Lizzie is my 100-pound cane. I call her a cane corso, but I think it might be Connie Corso. She's a mastiff. She's 100 pounds, so she's a small mastiff. She is my big girl who thinks she's a tiny dog. She thinks she's a lap dog, and it's great. It's great.
Not when she sits on you, though.
She's also, when the two little dogs get into it and she gets pissed, she just puts her big old paw on both of them. And the other day, Nigel, she was laying on the couch. Lizzie's my couch layer. And Nigel came up and threw his toy at her to play. And she had been sleeping. She opens one eye, gives him that look like, ain't gonna happen, little dog. And then she took her paw, she closed her eyes and took her paw and like very gently, slowly pushed him right off the edge of the couch. And I can't sum up the year better than that image. Except for, so what I've already decided 3 days into 2022 is that we are not into the new year yet. I'm going to celebrate Chinese New Year, which is February 1st. That is not meant to be a slam on any culture. I love celebrating holidays, so really and truly, any excuse to have a celebration, and I'm down for it. I'm there. So Chinese New Year is February 1st. So usually on Chinese New Year, I do make dumplings of some sort, or we have Chinese food. I know it is not necessarily what happens in a traditional Chinese New Year. Usually I find my wish paper that I bought several years ago, and we each make you write your wish on the wish paper. It's special paper. It's probably not. Somebody probably is selling me a hoax like Jack and the Beanstalk. So you write your name, your wish for the year on the little piece of paper. Then you take it outside because you light it on fire, and it actually flies off into the like. It does. It does fly. So I don't know if you burn regular paper because I don't traditionally burn regular paper. I don't know that you would get the whole effect of it flying off, but it does, and it's kind of cool. So we do that on Chinese New Year. Now we started a couple years ago celebrating Chinese New Year because I had had the infection in my shunt and some other complications. And a friend of mine whose wife is also a Kelly, um, at that time got put in the ICU and actually was not expected to live. Now she's doing great now. Um, Excuse the noise. I don't know what my son is moving around, but whatever. He's painting, so I can't really complain. It's getting done. Um, so
Yay.
we always celebrate there's a small group of us that like we always celebrate kind of Chinese New Year as sort of that reset if we need it to the new year. I'm telling you, 3 days in, I already need a reset. Monday, I woke up, my debit card and PayPal account had been hacked to the tune of a $900 charge. Got that. So at 6 in the morning, I'm up frantically trying to figure this out and sort it out and get it. It's all, yeah. Um, Yesterday, Nigel had some GI issues and decided he was going to poop in my living room. At which point I noticed and I screamed because that's what you do naturally. Like, oh my God. So I screamed his name. It startled him. So now I've got this little 8-pound dog running around my living room like like a fool. But the problem is he had the poop dangling off of his butt. So he's running around. So yesterday, unexpectedly, I had to wash all of the covers to the furniture. They're still being washed and processed. This morning we got the results last Thursday from the CT scan. It showed some abnormalities, but they're not specific enough to tell us what exactly is going on with my GI tract and the pain on that side. I spoke to my GP who had ordered the CT scan, said you need to talk to your GI doctor because he knows I have one. I immediately got he had sent me the written report. I immediately got on the phone to my GI doctor on Thursday. It was late in the afternoon, so they didn't have any openings that day. They weren't open on Friday because of the New Year's Eve thing. They got me in at 8 o'clock this morning on a televirtual visit with my doctor. She read the report. I actually have the images. Realized I don't have a CD thing on my computer to upload the images from the disc. Um, Again, 2022 is starting off to a rousing start. So I've got to figure out how to get those images from the CD disc uploaded, or maybe I'll just have to drive over to Ann Arbor sometime this week because I have so much spare time. Classes don't start till Monday, so this is my last push to get a bunch of stuff done, both at the office to set me up for the new year and that. That said, my anatomy and physiology class, she's already sent us the syllabus and some stuff to start prepping and getting organized with, which is fine because I want to be very organized and on top of things, given everything. So I have to have another colonoscopy because, come to find out, it's been 2 years. We thought maybe it was one. It's actually been two, given what they're concerned about going on. Both are very serious. Both are treatable. And I'm trying not to worry, but needless to say, we're a little worried. So the sooner I can get those images to her, and we can get this colonoscopy scheduled, the better. So yeah, it's been kind of. Hang on one second. So yeah, so classes start Monday. We all have class Monday evening. As of the other day, my mother had forgotten that she had said that yes, she would take William to his class, but he had reminded her. So hopefully, needless to say, again, in a couple of days, we'll be reminding Grandma again. Because otherwise, yeah.
Otherwise, she will be up in Keysville and, yeah.
Yeah. All I can say is she's my mother.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, my big girl with my big bark. Yes. You should go tell Bella you want some treats. Okay. So I had been on this big, huge push to finish Pikachu. And I had really thought that I'd have it done. And I am super, super close. And I actually debated not filming this until later tonight. But honestly, I just need to get this up and to you guys because I actually enjoy talking to you guys. It's sort of maybe because I do the whole verbal vomit thing with you guys.
It's therapeutic.
It's, yeah, as my son just said, it's a little therapeutic and it reminds me to, I, when I do these things, I feel like, and please don't take this the wrong way, Janet, because I absolutely love you and you know this. I hear Janet's voice talking back to me as if we're sitting at the table with some tea or coffee and she's going, Kelly, you're doing okay. You're making this happen. Are you kidding? Show yourself some grace. Talk to you and yourself as if you were talking to me and giving me advice. And this is the words I hear from Janet. And Janet, I don't know if these are things you would really say, but I feel like it is. And that helps me. Or maybe secretly inside my brain is this little old lady, because again, this is not Janet. Janet is not old. Janet is a beautiful woman. Maybe it's like my Rose, my Rose White, my Betty White is Rose Nyland sitting in my. Maybe we just need to, that little old lady sitting in my brain telling me. I don't know. And by the way, yes, I'm devastated that Betty White is gone.
Betty White took 2021 with her.
Yeah, apparently. So I heard a meme, and again, please don't be offended. If you're new here, just know that chances are at some point I'm going to offend you with something I say, or you're going to look at me like, did she really just say that? And the answer is yes, I probably did. Because I have to filter myself so much at work that when I come home, I don't filter. It's like, okay, so somebody said, okay, so when we lost Kobe Bryant, it opened the portal. And it sort of opened Pandora's box. And by losing Betty White, it's closed it. And all I can do is hope that this is true.
It better be true.
I don't know. I judging how the last couple days have been going, I'm not sure I believe that anymore. But we're gonna have faith. So I have been desperately working on Pikachu. But I didn't get it finished, and it really sucks. But I really struggled. We had a lot of not weird weather, typical Michigan weather, but we had a lot of huge pressure changes that just threw my head. Literally, if I could have jumped off a cliff last week with pain, I probably would. So Pikachu is the project that never ends. It just keeps going on, my friends. And just when I think I'm at the end, I realize I'm not even fucking close. I hate this project. I'm to the point where I actually don't enjoy really working on this. And I don't like when I feel like that towards a project. And normally I would have put the project aside for a while, worked on something else, and been okay with that, because most of my projects, while some of them may be for gifts, they don't have an actual deadline for that gift. And I'm not one like, look, if I make you something and I finish it in February and you don't have a, like, it's not your birthday and clearly in February it's not Christmas, I don't care. I'll still give it to you in February. Unless you're my kids, and then I put it in the Christmas box and I put it away and it just sits there in the corner of my room until Christmas and then I throw it at you. So even my gifts that I have, and I do have a couple that I'm working on, they don't have, like, I don't have like big deadlines unless I join a swap, and then usually it's a small project. This is a big ass project. Pikachu, in case anybody is wondering, is 226 stitches by 161 stitches, and it's full coverage. I did not charge this lady nearly enough. I charged her $125, just so we're all clear on what I charged her. It was $125. I did not charge enough. For the hours I have in this, Lizzie, lady, let's show some manners.
She doesn't know manners.
She does. She's a good girl. You want treats or something, don't you? Then Lizzie looks at you with her big doughy eyes and her goofy ears. Somebody gave her a bad crop job when they had her. I don't know who that is. So I charged her $125, whatever. But the flip side is I had thought I'd have it done, honestly, by Thanksgiving. When I emailed her and said it's not going to be done by Thanksgiving, she was like, that's okay. It's not a big deal, whatever. And for that, I'm very grateful. However, again, it had, under normal circumstances, yeah. That said, we're down to, it will be done by this next, I say that. Okay. God willing, it will be done by the next time I see you guys. Okay. So here's what I've been mostly stitching, and that is Pikachu. I went back in all through here, and I think all but about 5 or 6 stitches. I got strings. Oh my God. This project has more floss. They clearly give you more than enough floss to do this project. Okay, so between here and here, I think I may still have about, let me look, maybe about 20 stitches of confetti to still put in. He's actually, okay, so when you're looking at him really close up, you're like, not so much. But far away, it's actually really kind of cool and pretty.
I could justify that.
Right? Okay, so here's where we're at. Most of this, even through here, is stitched. What I'm missing is this blob right in here. So total, I still have about, I'm going to honestly say about between 800 to 1,000 stitches left. And I have been working more hours on this project than I care to admit. I stopped keeping track of him. Okay, honestly, I never really kept track of. And that's my mistake. But again, we're getting closer to the end. And I feel like before next video, it will be done. The other thing is I bought the fabric to wrap the board, the one layer, and I bought some like twine, not twine. It's not burlap because burlap is fabric, but that like thistle rope, is that?
Should I grab it?
I don't, but that to finish 3 small words, that was also on my goal to finish this weekend. Didn't happen. God willing, by the next video. But again, I have till New Year, and that would be February 1st to finish these projects, because my promise was by the New Year I would have them done. I did not say which New Year. And technically, I forget which holiday it is in the Jewish religion, their New Year hasn't started either. Now, I'm not Jewish, but I have Jewish friends. So again, I'm going to embrace the holiday. Lawyer loophole. Lawyer
I don't think
loophole.
that's how it works, Mom.
My son is claiming that's not how it works. But if he knows what's good for him right now,
Jesus.
with my stress level and stuff, because I've already set off my heart monitor again. Um, yeah, by the way, I set off the heart monitor to the point where the cardiologist's office called me. And the cardiologist was like, your blood pressure or your heart rate is way too low. So they had to kind of tweak things. So yeah. Yup. That would be a big old welcome to my life. So we have been, and I've been doing my polar bear challenge. I'm a little behind on miles. I did at one point ask my coach if we wanted to go balls to the walls with training, and he was like, normally I would tell you yes, but no, give it everything. So we're going to do 100 run walk miles this month, 300 bike miles next month, and March is, I think I figured it, I found out it's 27,000 meters that we're swimming. So, not too bad. Okay, so on New Year's Eve, I wasn't feeling good. I was trying to get Pikachu done before the start of traditional New Year's Eve. And so I elected to put off 12 by 12 until New Year's Day. So I worked on Pikachu, and then on New Year's Day, I had my 12 projects. And if you guys recall, I said I would, like, I'm not going to stress out if I don't hit all 12. I'm not going to stress out if I get in a groove with one of them and just want to keep working. I'm not going to worry about, like, I would still stop and eat. I would stop and enjoy time with my family. I wasn't going to freak out. I kept true to that word. There were a couple times where I was in the groove and I was like, okay, hey, we're close to like a nice chunk being done, and we just kept working. So honestly, out of the 12 that I had slated for that day, I actually only worked on 6. I'm totally fine with that. The first one that I worked on is Patio Crabby by Barefoot Needlecraft. Needle art. Barefoot needle art. Crabby O Patty. Or Patty O Crabby. I don't know why I always want to call him Crabby O Patty. He could be named whatever I want in my house. But the pattern is Patio Crabby. Patio Crabby cracks me up. Clearly, again, I stitch odd things. If you're not looking for odd stitching, you're probably not going to like what I stitch. So I had barely had that first, the shamrock. I almost said that first leprechaun on his hat. He's holding... The boy child is not generally out here when I film, so usually you don't get his commentary. Today you are. Aren't you lucky? Yeah. Maybe he'll pop his head in a few minutes. Okay, so I had barely started the shamrock over here. I have the whole shamrock done. It's pretty intense. Okay, so that's my hand. Okay, obviously. This is 18 count Ada. I mean, that's a big shamrock. So what I have decided though that I really do like, and what I may take Pam and Kia's idea and sort of alter it. They were talking about doing this like every New Year, which I love the idea of. What I'm thinking is, part of me's like, okay, so maybe on Chinese New Year, and then again on Jewish New Year, we'll do another, like, we'll pull out these 12, because they're not on my WIPGO board, and they're not on my 22 and 22 for no new starts. What I may do is keep this basket, and this is always like on every New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, depending on how it falls, be it Chinese New Year or Jewish New Year or whatever. I may work on this basket for that day, like do the same sort of theory, and that way they still get touched and they get progress, because I do like all these projects, and one of them is a gift. Welcome to my world. Okay, so then the next one up, I actually ended up doing a restart on it. And that is my purple pumpkin, my purple Halloween pumpkin pattern. It is a freebie in one of the cross stitch groups. I ended up reprinting the pattern so that it's bigger, which makes it much easier to read for starters. Then I realized that with the smaller pattern, apparently I couldn't count the squares properly and I was well off, and I was like, you know what, I have enough fabric. So I just flipped my fabric around and I restarted it, and I made huge progress on that. So that's actually 2 sections of the little pumpkin. Okay, well, except for I didn't put the moon around the cat and stuff, and it's supposed to be gray, but that's almost 2 full sections of the pumpkin. So super excited about that. That is a gift for Shannon that when it gets done, it gets done. Shannon loves purple. Shannon loves Halloween. Shannon keeps Halloween stuff up, honestly, all year round. I mean, not like, it doesn't say Happy Halloween in her house, but she's got kind of that gothy vibe. But her house is totally cute, so like it works. Okay, so this one is, let's see, dun, 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 Hugs by Barbara Laverly. I love this pattern. She is an Alaskan artist. They're so cute. I had started this one, I believe, last year in February. I ended up, what I hadn't made was a working copy. So then I was like, ugh. And that always freaks me out when I'm working off my original copy. I can't, no. So I printed it out. I like scanned it and printed it. And this was the last one of the night, just so that I made it to an even 6 and could say I touched half of them. I had just had this little black section in here done before. So now I have Mama's hair and the baby's hair done. This one has no deadline. I used to read the book that this is from to my kids when they were little. And I still have it on my shelf so that one day when I have my imaginary future grandchildren, Monterey Jack, and I forget what William said he was going to name his kid. We joked about it. I don't remember.
I don't remember agreeing to any name.
No, he's tried to rename, gotten the deal. But if we can't remember the name,
you found out.
Then
my cover's blown.
I don't expect either one of my children to get, I don't have any expectation that either one of my children will give me grandchildren. And that's okay. And if that happens, then, you know, I will find somebody else who needs a great collection of children's books to give them to. Not worried. Who doesn't love children's books? I mean, so I have, because I have also, I have friends who have bought or who have written like children's books. I always make sure I buy them to support them. So I have all of those as well. I have some of the kids' favorites. Oh, so Bella's been cat sitting. Bean has been cat sitting for a friend of mine. And the friend feeds stray cats. She has this group that comes into her garage, and that's really how it started.
Not the biggest deal. Like, good for
I mean,
her.
to the point where she puts out 8 cans of wet cat food every night for these strays. And she has dry cat food out there all the time and water, and she's built them little houses out there, and they have toys out there and everything.
Oh, they even have a cat tower.
Yeah, they have a cat tower and everything out in her garage. So Bella, she said if Bean could figure out if the one cat was male or female, Bean could name the cat. So Bean figured out it's a boy cat. And so she has named the cat Colby Jack. Colby Jack. Because she can't use Monterey Jack, because that's what she promised me she'd name her first kid.
Otherwise it would be Monterey Jack, probably.
I cracked myself up. Okay, so
You really do.
at least I'm entertaining to myself. Okay, so next up on my 12 and 12, or my 6 and 12, was Mitch McConnell. as I call it, and it says, a blue whale's anus can open up to 40 inches, making it the biggest asshole on the planet next to Mitch McConnell. I have had a discussion with the designer of this pattern that I would really like it if she could find make this into a series and do one for Ted Cruz and for Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I feel also deserve some sort of sentiment like this. So I just need to find an interesting, bizarre animal fact about buttholes, apparently. So I had to restart my whale because there was miscounting and I had screwed up the colors, and I don't know. I don't know.
You miscounted a lot, apparently.
I do.
Like me.
Yes. So I've got a lot of the whale done. I found out that I do not have DMC 3840 in my collection somehow. So I still have to get to the store to buy 3840. And then I can kind of fill in. Oh, be nice if I held it the right way. There we go. That looks much better. I was like, it doesn't look right. Like, no shit, Sherlock. If you'd hold it up right, it would look better. So this goes in that blue that's over here, but I was trying to count down. This is the weird, like, I want to say it's a fin. He's not much longer than this. That's his nose. So yeah. Again, I think this is going to be one of my...
You dumb dog. She peed right where I stepped.
Well, that would be why Lizzie barked, because apparently she needed to go out. So...
No, that would be Nigel who peed.
Oh, Nigel. He couldn't get to this thing.
Because Lizzie can't get under that table.
Yeah, Nigel's kind of a bad little dog. It's a good thing he's cute. Okay, so that Mitch McConnell stays in my sloth bag. That is from 31. If you need any bags from 31, first of all, they are fantastic. They're fairly inexpensive. You can have the embroidery done. They come in a variety of patterns. If you need somebody who sells 31, either let me know, because technically I do sell it for a little while longer. But if not, I can put you in touch with my really good friend, and honestly, she could use the extra money. That's how she's been supporting her family through COVID. And she's fantastic. She had her surgery for ovarian cancer. They went in and did a complete hysterectomy and stuff the same day I had my first brain surgery. And it's funny because we had gone out shopping kind of like beforehand to sort of prep and decompress and stuff. And we still joke about that day and how much fun we had and how it really and truly did help us decompress. She's also the friend that I had a third friend that is surgery pick up cupcakes from our, well, now the place is out of, they're closed, but it was our favorite cupcake shop, and they delivered cupcakes to her house and to my kids at the house the day I had surgery. So okay, so the first one I started that day, and this what kind of threw off my schedule in a good way, is Barbara Anna Santa's Trips. I always say Santa's Travel. It's not. It's Santa's Trips, and it's from Creative Poppies, or available on Creative Poppies. It's from Barbara Anna. I had these two done. This one, I just had the base, the snow globe, and the outline. I got going on it. For the first time, I felt like I was in a groove with this pattern, and I got the whole flipping square done. How cool is that? So I think that there is 6 more. I think it's a 9 square pattern. I think there are 9 squares total. So we got the first row done. In fact, I know, like, yeah. So that was huge progress to me. Like, so good. So good. Okay. So yeah. That is one of the first alternates I have to go up on my 22 and 22. Okay, so this was the last one, the only other one that I got work done on. And again, not upset at all with any of my progress. I'm actually really thrilled with all of it. Do I wish I could have gotten more done? Absolutely, because we always wish that. But you know what? Whatever. I still was dealing with migraine. I wasn't feeling totally great. I had to run bean back and forth for the cats. Life. Like I enjoyed a nice dinner with my family. I'm not mad. Of course I can't find what the heck I did. So here's the this is the Addams Family Sal. Is by I don't know, but I don't remember. It's on Etsy. It's huge. The pattern is like
Nigel.
100 and some pages, I think.
Nigel,
It's crazy.
it.
So I had just barely had any. I don't even think I had 100. I think I had like 50 stitches in it, honestly. I had been holding it the wrong way for forever. It's very clear now which way it goes, so that's a good step in the right direction. When you stitch enough on a project, stitched enough stitches where you know the top and the bottom is, you've made good progress. That's my new judgment. So I now have officially page 1 of the Addams Family Mansion done.
So weirdly.
It was just a partial page, but
Why
that's
does it
the
look
one.
like Yoshi from over here?
Nigel,
The pepper.
I don't know,
come on.
because Yoshi's green and this is gray, so
I meant like the shape.
it's a house tour of the Addams Family Mansion.
Come on. Nigel.
Hey Nigel,
Nigel.
come here, dude. The problem is too, when he goes
Come
outside, he's got such little feet and he's so little, and then he gets cold paws and he like jumps on you and it's just cold.
Well, he only goes
It's
like
cold.
right to where
So-
section and then back.
Technically, we are now on page 2 of the Addams Family pattern. This, I don't know if I'm keeping this or if I'm giving this to Emily. We were supposed to work on this together. Again, I don't know that Emily has started hers. And that's okay, because I am not the cross-stitch police. And,
Sounds like you are the cross stitch.
and so if she decides that she doesn't want to stitch it, I'm good with that, because maybe I'll just give her the one I'm stitching. I don't know, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing with it, and I only have so much room on my walls for all these big ass projects. Okay, so that is all of my stitching. I know, that's where we're at. I do like the plan of doing like either once a month or like on Chinese New Year, on Jewish New Year, Hebrew New Year. What's the correct term? What is the holiday in the Jewish religion that marks their New Year? I like having that plan so that these don't get kind of just tossed away for the year. I have not pulled out my. Well, okay, so this is one whip go for the year, for the month, and that is Coffee Quaker. I have not stitched on it. As soon as Pikachu gets done, Coffee Quaker, I think is my next stitch. I did sit down with Natalie from No New Starts yesterday on Zoom, and she was so great with helping me figure out the sizes of each of my pieces and whether or not they constitute a BAP or a large or a small. Can you guys pick up the magnets that's on the floor there by my shoe?
Where?
Right on the floor by the shoe. So, what I figured out is some of the projects that even I had in my brain were smalls. This goes again back to that conversation that we have repeatedly about perspective. So like Coffee Quaker is actually I think it got classified actually as a medium. I don't have any smalls that I'm stitching on for 22 and 22. Even my 3 alternate projects are all larges. A vast majority of my projects are BAPs. I don't think in that, like, obviously the periodic table is a BAP. Pikachu I would have considered large, but technically it's a BAP. A big ass project, or big awesome project. The house is a BAP. um,
Or BAPS.
BAPs.
Project shit.
Why do I keep him? So this and True Colors Sal are for WIPCO this month. So, and like I said, each are slated for 10 days. Honestly, I think I should be able to finish both of them. That would take them off my 22 and 22, which would open up 2 spaces on my board. Now, I could move one of the 3 that I have already listed as my alternate, or I could pull a third one. Now, Stacy is talking about doing a Valentine's Day box swap, and then you would need a Valentine's Day small that is stitched. I don't currently have any smalls that I'm stitching for Valentine's Day. I had planned a bunch last year. I bought the stuff. And according to some of you, that means that there's a sale going on. But I don't know. So yeah, so I don't know. Classes start on Monday.
Yay.
With this latest, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. Obviously, classes start on Monday. I've got a bunch of caseload stuff that I've still got to get done this week. So yeah. Let's see. I've got to figure out a better way to organize my projects. I still haven't decided. So I bought a bunch of fabric to make project bags. I even have the vinyl cut for the one size. I don't like them like these because unless I have a really big project in them that kind of fills them out, they get all floppy and they're like, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I made these.